This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. The luxury watch market, once driven by pandemic-era demand spikes and speculative reselling practices, is undergoing a transformative phase. What was once a landscape dominated by hype and inflated pricing has now entered a period of correction, one marked by increased scrutiny, quality control, and platform accountability. Nowhere is this shift more evident than in the evolving policies of major online resale platforms. These platforms, once known primarily for facilitating volume-driven transactions, are beginning to assert themselves as curators of quality. This recalibration in strategy is forcing a fundamental change in the way timepieces are traded, valued, and assessed online. In this video brought to you by the Luxury World, the evolving landscape of the online watch resale market is examined in detail. Leading platforms are raising their standards, rejecting a growing number of listings, including models from even the most iconic brands like Rolex. We will explore the topic further in a few moments. Make sure to subscribe to Luxury World for exclusive access to upcoming insights, curated content, and expert guidance to help elevate every step of your watch investment journey. Among the key developments in reshaping this ecosystem is the decision by Bezel, a prominent online watch marketplace, to implement significantly stricter controls on the inventory it allows onto its platform. A recent report from Hodinkee revealed that Bezel currently rejects approximately 28% of the watches submitted for listing, an arresting statistic that signals a much higher bar for inclusion than many in the industry had previously anticipated. Perhaps more surprising than the rejection rate itself is the specific brand most affected by this policy: Rolex. The rejection of Rolex submissions in such large numbers marks a distinct departure from previous norms. Rolex, long regarded as the most reliable asset within the pre-owned luxury segment, has traditionally benefited from its brand equity. Models bearing the crown logo were once considered impervious to scrutiny, frequently commanding high premiums regardless of condition or originality. However, in Bezel's new system, even this prestigious brand is now subject to increased examination. The platform's approach illustrates a broader recalibration within the secondary watch market, one that favors authenticity and completeness, but also condition, originality, and aesthetic integrity. During the height of the pandemic-era watch boom, watches were flipped with unprecedented speed and frequency. Rolex, in particular, became the cornerstone of this frenzy. Demand outpaced supply. Authorized dealers faced endless waitlists, and the secondary market turned into a gold rush. Models such as the Daytona, Submariner, GMT Master II, and Datejust were sold at premiums sometimes exceeding 50% above retail pricing. Authenticity, condition, and provenance were often secondary considerations. So long as the timepiece bore the Rolex name and passed a basic authenticity test, it was likely to sell, and sell quickly. Bezel's recent policy, however, introduces a new layer of filtering. Watches are no longer evaluated solely based on brand or popularity, but on a deeper examination of quality, originality, and presentation. According to statements made in the same report, the rejections are not primarily due to counterfeits, which remain a concern in the broader marketplace. Instead, the majority of these rejected submissions fail for more nuanced reasons. These include discrepancies between the listing and the actual condition of the watch, components that have been swapped or modified, and cosmetic damage that reduces market desirability. The presence of so-called Frankenwatches, pieces assembled from parts of different timepieces, is one concern. However, the criteria extend far beyond that. Overpolishing, misaligned components, excessive case wear, incorrectly or replaced dials, and missing accessories all factor into whether a watch is deemed suitable for Bezel's marketplace. The company is drawing a line not just against fakes, but against watches that fall short of ideal condition and completeness, even when technically authentic. This shift reflects the maturation of the resale market. While some may view this development as detrimental to sellers or a barrier to liquidity, it actually promotes a healthier, more sustainable environment. By rejecting listings that fail to meet elevated standards, Bezel is curating an inventory that aligns more closely with what discerning collectors and educated buyers expect. This move toward curation, rather than indiscriminate volume selling, ensures greater consistency, reduces disputes, and strengthens trust between the platform and purchaser. The impact on sellers is profound. The notion that any Rolex can be purchased retail and immediately flipped for profit is no longer valid in this new environment. The idea of Rolex as a golden ticket has become outdated. Watches that once sailed through resale channels with minimal inspection are now being returned to their original owners or redirected to less discerning platforms. As major resellers like Bezel take a quality stand, sellers must now adapt, ensuring that the timepieces being offered are not only authentic, but also aligned with the platform's evolving expectations. The broader implications of this policy shift extend beyond a single platform. If other marketplaces follow suit, the result could be a widespread elevation in the standards applied across the entire pre-owned watch sector. Such a movement would place pressure on sellers and dealers to improve sourcing, conduct more rigorous inspections, and be more transparent in their listings. Meanwhile, buyers would benefit from access to inventory that has undergone greater scrutiny and vetting, improving overall market confidence. This development also introduces the possibility of a tiered marketplace where condition, originality, and completeness influence access and pricing. Watches that meet the highest standards can continue to command strong premiums, particularly when accompanied by original boxes, papers, and an unpolished case. Timepieces that fall short, those with cosmetic blemishes, missing components, or replacement parts, may still find buyers, but through alternative avenues and at reduced prices. This segmentation allows the market to serve a broader range of budgets and preferences without compromising transparency. For buyers less concerned with cosmetic perfection, this evolving structure creates opportunities to acquire high-quality mechanical watches at more approachable prices. As platforms like Bezel reject timepieces for non-mechanical reasons, those watches often resurface elsewhere, on secondary platforms or through private sales, at discounted rates. For those willing to accept minor imperfections or prior polishing, such pieces can offer significant value. The key remains full disclosure and a clear understanding of what is being purchased. The most valuable outcome of this new standard is the emphasis it places on education and research. Sellers must now provide detailed, accurate listings with comprehensive documentation. Buyers, in turn, are encouraged to investigate reference numbers, verify component originality, assess condition accurately, and understand service history. This knowledge-centric marketplace empowers both sides to engage more thoughtfully and confidently, reducing the risk of misrepresentation or post-sale dissatisfaction. The watch community, long fueled by passion and enthusiasm, benefits from this kind of deliberate pacing. The speculative mentality that once characterized the market gives way to a more patient, knowledge-driven approach. While this shift may deter those seeking quick returns, it supports the long-term health of the industry by cultivating trust, accountability, and value-based transactions. The shift also sends a message that the condition truly matters. Cosmetic wear, overpolishing, and mismatched parts are no longer dismissed as trivial concerns. These factors now directly affect a watch's eligibility for listing and, consequently, its marketability. In doing so, platforms like Bezel help reinforce the notion that luxury watches are not merely financial instruments but objects of craftsmanship, history, and aesthetic integrity. The decision by Bezel to reject nearly one-third of its potential listings, especially among Rolex models, serves as a bellwether for the industry. Rather than signaling weakness, it demonstrates a new level of maturity in the market. A more discerning, informed buyer base is demanding higher standards, and leading platforms are responding accordingly. The shift benefits serious collectors, cautious first-time buyers, and the industry as a whole. If this trend continues, the future of watch resale will belong to platforms that prioritize curation over volume, accuracy over speed, and integrity over opportunism. The success of this approach lies not only in the value of any single watch, but in the credibility of the system that supports it. In an industry where trust is essential, credibility is the most valuable asset of all. What are your thoughts on the topic we shared in this video? We would love to hear your perspective. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you found it insightful. Do not forget to follow Luxury World for more curated content on fine timepieces and market insights. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you again in our next video.